we expect to happen tomorrow. I'd like to introduce you to colleagues who have joined me here today. I'll start with Margaret Kafero from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. She's in charge of public engagements. And we also know Mr. Rusoke from Uganda Police. He's a spokesman there. And we have Obed Katurebe from the Media Center, who has also been sitting on the National Organizing Committee. He'll be briefing you on what we expect journalists to do tomorrow, or what sort of the manner in which we expect you to conduct yourselves. And then we also have Major Mara from SFC, who will be briefing us on what is happening at the event. Very importantly, I want you to know that your work is very highly appreciated. You know, we want you to know that we shall offer you whatever cooperation you need to make sure that the country is informed, because what happens tomorrow is very, very important. It is a national event, it is a regional event, it's an international event. The whole world will be watching us tomorrow. And we expect that as a country to be putting our best foot forward. So your cooperation is very highly appreciated. And to Ugandans across the country, the real public holiday is tomorrow. If you dodged work today, togamba nti government yatugambye. The real public holiday is tomorrow. Enjoy yourselves in this peaceful country wherever you are. Enjoy it on television. Enjoy it with your family. Enjoy it with your friends, so that we continue to celebrate another very important milestone in the democracy of this country. So thank you very much. And at this juncture, I would like to invite Major Omara to come and brief us on what will be happening here tomorrow.
You can't see me? Okay, good morning to you all. As I've been introduced, Major Dennis Omara, the Public Information Officer, Special Forces Command. Much has been said during the week, and much of it will be said after the week. But my mind will rotate around our operation within the venue. And I have very few issues. One, I would like to inform you that we shall be very, very strict on the issue of timings. We would request that by 7 a.m., I beg your pardon, we should be checking in. We shall only check in up to around 8:30. Once we leave that point, all our concentration will be here. So it will not be proper for you to be calling members of the organizing committee that come and rescue me, I'm at the gate. So let's be there by 7 a.m. And all is set. The people who are going to check our gadgets will be there by 6:30. And if you will be late, that means you will be cut out until when all the programs are done and the troops are moved out of the square. That is when they are going to open up. Imagine you will have missed a lot, so please come early. And the second issue is the issue of the dress code. Often, sometimes some of our colleagues don't dress so well for this function that we have here. I would request, this is an international function. I know most of us dress for specific purposes, but for this one, we would expect you to be on a very, very decent casual. If you have your coat put on, if you don't have, put on a decent casual and have your jacket on top. The advantage is that, first of all, you are giving out the image of your company or organization or media house. And secondly, it would be very easy for you to access certain points if you have your press jackets. And if you don't have, please, you still have a day to and acquire one. Then my last is on the issue of accreditation. But before I handle the issue of accreditation, we are going, after this briefing, we shall move around and see areas where we shall operate in and areas where we shall not go beyond. So meaning there are areas which are severely restricted here, if I can use that term. So we would like you to note, we shall have a media center here for the production team, and we expect you to utilize that media center effectively. We are going to provide what we can manage to provide, but at least it will be comfortable for you to work from there. Then on the issue of accreditation, the media center has been receiving names for the last 1 month and a half, and I believe you have been captured in this list that we have. I have 2 lists, the foreign journalists and the local journalists. So if you know you applied for to get accredited, I would like to thank you. And if you didn't go through the process, I know it is very late, we cannot do it now. So to avoid embarrassment, I beg that you don't come. I want to repeat, to avoid embarrassment here, to the public and to yourself, I beg that you don't, because we need to follow procedures. Media center has been open for the last 1 month and a half. If you didn't do, so many good changes have happened at media center. I would like you to use media center very, very effectively, starting from, this should be an example, going forward in the forthcoming functions. Contact them for accreditation. They are very open. We have a contact person, and we shall move on well. Thank you very much. I'll answer anything that will come after this. Asante.
Introduced to me, I happen to share the publicity subcommittee at NOC. So I don't know what Fandomara has said and my senior colleague Alan. Tomorrow will be quite a unique day. Not the usual Heroes Day, Labor Day, the way we do things. This will be very, very unique. Like Fandomara said, make no mistake, nobody will be allowed on the other tent. That's the presidential tent. That's when there's a no-go area. You will not be allowed to cross to interview anybody. Forget about it. This is be a VVIP tent. Still, you will not be allowed to go storm in, do interview like we do our things on a daily. But in the event you feel there's something you want to do, Major Mara will be around? Yes, sorry. Major Mara will be around. You walk to Major Mara, tap him, and say, I would want to do this, and see if you can be allowed. But you'll not be allowed to go to the other tent to do some interviews. Then, of course, when the parade is on, there are people who tend to run into the parade and then lie on the ground to take those beautiful pictures. This time around, members, that will not be allowed. Otherwise, we'll have issues with security. That's why we've called you so that we don't have confrontations with security. There is no lying. Take your good position, take pictures, not necessarily running to the, let me call it a pitch, to take those other pictures when you are lying on the ground. So, let me finally, colleagues, like you know, we treat you in a special way, and we treasure you. Your lunch will be served here. There will be a VIP lunch in the other tent. You'll be guided to go there and have lunch, a sumptuous lunch to your fill. With those few words, members, you're most welcome, and we look forward to having a good function tomorrow. I thank you so much.
Salutations, members of the Fourth Estate and my colleagues just behind me. Greetings from Uganda Police Force. You recall that on Friday I gave a briefing, but particularly rotating around the the traffic flow and the general security posture. Today, people should not get worried when they see a certain heightened level of security posture. It is all in good faith. It is intended to simply make sure that we keep the country calm, and recall that we have a number of guests who have already started coming in. Now, I also gave a brief on traffic. just to make a generic statement or a recap. One, the routes outside Entebbe Airport remain free, because let people not have an imagination that we have closed routes. No, they are not closed, but they are being managed. As I said, there may arise some intermittent disruptions. There's some music playing here. There will be some intermittent traffic interruptions, but specifically to allow certain traffic flows, especially for our VVIPs. Entebbe Airport has the following feed-ins: the old Entebbe Road, then the express, then there is also the SPA moving towards Munyonyo. Those will be having those intermittent stops, but which shall not affect traffic severely. What I also said and would like to re-echo, there are specific roads that are around the venue. The first is the road just behind there, just behind this ceremonial ground. That is the Upper Kololo Terrace. Now that one, there will be very, very strict measure or restriction. In our language, we call it a cut-off. Wampeo Avenue. Of course, the guests and all those people coming into the venue will use Wampeo, they will use Elgon Terrace. We shall be checking. Those who come in driving, you need to have a sticker. Those stickers have color codings. I may not go into the details. And those color codings correspond with the parking. That when you are dropped, your driver takes the vehicle and parks it in accordance with what the color coding dictates. So those are very, very crucial. Now, conduct, general conduct. The conduct of motorists on roads is very important. So we call upon motorists to behave, because we shall be having very, very visible traffic. Those are the specific issues, unless if any other issue arises. Thank you.
Sorry, members, but this is very critical. You need to pass over this information to our people. As you are aware, we shall be feeding everybody who will come to this place. Our masses who will come walking in, we have 3 feeding centers. One feeding center is here down at Housing Finance Bank. They'll first go in, eat, then walk into the grounds. The second feeding center is at UMI grounds, parking grounds. People can feed from there, then walk up to the venue. The third feeding center for the general masses, not you are VIPs, will be Korora High School. Then Korora High School, people will eat. After eating, they'll be dropped near here, and then they come. So I would plead you pass over that message to the masses. They know where to eat from, and they move here to enjoy celebrations when they are very satisfied. Thank you so much.
Sibwekiri yonna gy'oli ojja kusobola okugobera ebigenda mu maaso ku radio ne ku TV. N'olwekyo tekikwetaagisa kugezaako kujja wano. Buli munnayuganda tasobola kujja wano ekola okubeera naffe. N'ojja kusobola okugoberera ebigenda mu maaso ku TV ne ku radio yonna gy'oli. N'olwekyo tubakubiriza musigale awaka, mukuume eddembe, mubeere n'abaana bammwe ne bakyala bammwe. Oba bonna mubakuŋŋaana ne babeera wamu mwe mumanyi. Naye tukuumire eddala eddembe, kubanga enkya lunaku lukulu nnyo. Kuna Waswahili hapa ama hatuna Waswahili wote hapa? Wapo? Si mnaelewa Kiingereza? Kiswahili? Hai. Kwanza kabisa ningependa kuwakumbusha Waganda kila popote walipo, eti kesho ni siku ya likizo, na kwa hivyo popote ulipo kwa sababu kila mtu aweze kuja hapa Kololo. Tunaomba mbaki nyumbani. Kila kitu kitakuwa moja kwa moja kwa radio na TV zetu. Na kwa hivyo tungependa sana mbaki nyumbani kwa amani na jamii zenu, tukisherekea zote pamoja hii siku kubwa sana. Na kwa hivyo popote ulipo, tunawatakia kila laheri na tunaomba tuwe na amani. Sitatosha hiyo? Now also just to remind journalists as well that that is your gate. Wampeo Avenue. Gate 2 is where you shall all come in from. If you try to come in from this side, you'll have to walk all the way back here because that gate, the one through the Protea gate, is restricted. So make sure you walk all the way to that side. Mr. Suruma.
So we should have at least like 2-3 questions and then we go into
Those who have cars, you know, in such on such occasions, you are safer, that's my view, to use maybe one van that can access the parking centers which will be at City High, UMI, and UMI grounds. So if you have a car, you leave it there, you'll be shuttled to this place. There will be shuttling vans from the City High parking or even UMI. So you have to leave your car there. For those who want to know the number of heads of state, we are sorry we are not. Yeah, but the parking will be down, not here.
Good morning, good afternoon. My name is Margaret Kafero. I'm head of public diplomacy. Regarding how many foreign dignitaries, we're expecting about 50 foreign dignitaries, of whom between 10 to 15 are heads of state. The number keeps changing. Most arrivals will be today. Abagenyi abakulu betusubira bali nga 50. Ba presidents banajja tusubira wakati wa bantu 10 ne 15. Abasinga batuuka leero. Sina confirmation yet.
I think we should conclude.
Nayogedde ekisooka nayogedde ku traffic nengamba nti abacha balina okumanya is that amakubo n'agaviira ddala ku airport particularly tebafuna kweraliikirira nti airport nzigale anedda ekigenda okubaawo wabaawo oku kyetuyita traffic cut-offs oba nti emotoka tufuna akaseera ne tuziyimiriza ng'akadde ako kakoze eki kaze ate tekatera kumala budde bungi. So ebyo mujja kuba mubiraba ku bypass zaffe northern, mujja kuba mubiraba ku oluguudo olugenda Munyonyo olwa bypass, the Entebbe highway, era mu bifo nga Kitubulu, bifo nga Mpala. Bwe mulaba those cut-offs tezigenda kuba za maanyi nnyo, zijja kuba za kaseera. Naye enguudo zetwogerako zo ezijja okubaako traffic interruption ey'amaanyiko lwe luguudo oluyingira mu airstrip wano olwa Elgon Terrace, waliwo oluguudo emabega wali ku Housing Finance Bank, era enguudo eziriraanye ekisaawe, oluguudo oluyingiza abantu mu gate 2 ne mu gate 1. Of course gate 1 abantu ba bulijjo tebajja gikozesa, bajja kukozesa gate 2, eyo ye Wampewo Avenue, n'oluguudo luli waggulu emanju wano emabega waffe olwa that is Akololo Terrace. So mujja kusanga nga tukozeewo some blockades, naye kyemulina okumanya nga bwe baba guidinze gate y'abantu ba bulijjo eri wali eno gate gye tuyita eneyingira okuva ku Protea, eyo ye y'abakungu abayina ne invitation cards. Era ne invitation cards zina details wabo bagenda okuparkinga, zina details nekyala bafunye briefings gye bafunidde cards ezo engeri gye bajja okwakisesingamu ekifo kino. Ekintu ekirala just kye tukubiriza nga poliisi mukozese enguudo bulungi kubanga tulina abagenyi ate nekyamina okumanya nti tudeployinze traffic police n'abasirikale abalala ab'enjawulo. Tetwagala ate tuwulire nti kawulire wakamalidde mu kaduukulu kubanga wadde onywedde n'otataganya ebyentambula. Muvuge bulungi, mutambule bulungi. Ebirala byonna tujja kuba tubiddamu. Enamba zaffe za police twazibawa ku mikutu gyaffe kweziri, so mba musobola otufuna we mutwagalira. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala.
Oli mukula